Wall Street, it makes me nuts.
I started in this industry and worked for two fabulous firms, two wonderful firms. One was J.C. Bradford and Company out of Nashville, Tennessee, a small southeastern regional firm. Fabulous. I spent 10 years there, became a partner. I'd still be there if it was still around. I then went to work for IJL, Interstate Johnson Lane, run by a marvelous man named Jim Morgan, another fabulous firm. And then in 1999, the worst possible thing happened, and that was the repeal of Grant-Stigall.
Be leery of Greeks bearing gifts, folks. Now, you all remember the story of the Trojan Horse, don't you? The same thing could be said for the financial services industry.
The banks changed the industry. By that, I'm talking about when it became, the lines got blurred and banks were able to cross over into the brokerage industry, we had a situation of understanding risk-reward. Banks, for the most part, don't understand risk. Banks are in the business of loaning you your own money. That's principally it. And for that, they get fees. I mean, the brokerage firms are gone, all bought by the firms, all absorbed by the consolidation industry, the banks. The banks took over my brokerage firms. And as a result of that, my world changed. And I think, for the most part, the brokerage industry changed. Because again, I say to you, banks understand the fee business. Brokerage firms understand the risk business, the advice business. It's two entirely different things.
Folks, when it comes to money, nobody wears a white hat. Nobody wears a white hat. But here's the thing. When is bad news really good news? When it's reported on Wall Street. So you got the latest report. Or even better, a new way to beat the market. Timing, they cry. It's all about the timing. It's all baloney. They tell you about the this and the that and the yin and the yang and the fling and the flong, not to mention the dangle of the dingle. So much makes your wallet tingle, folks. It's gobbledygook. 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 Do you know what I'm saying to you? Gobbledygook. Why do they say it like that? Why do they have to dazzle you with their footwork? Doesn't anybody speak of the English?
So I ended up in Italy. I'm in Italy on a trip with all my IJL buddies. Every year we would go on a trip. And I got a phone call, honest to gosh, I'm in Venice, Italy in a gondola. And I get up, no, I wasn't singing. I got a piece of paper that says, call home, urgent. Call the office, urgent. I thought my mother died. I really did. I got to the hotel, I placed the long distance call, and I talked to my boss, and he said, the world as we know it has come to an end. I said, what are you talking about? He said, First Union just merged with Wachovia. And what he meant was what I just told you, that our ability to impact you guys one-on-one was just eliminated. And that came true. And that's the opportunity that I saw. But more importantly, it wasn't just, let's fill this niche because nobody's doing this. It was I wanted to empower brokers with what I had. And that was the background. That was J.C. Bradford. That was IJL Wachovia. Got to tell you a quick story. I was broke. I owed $400,000 personally. I didn't have 400 cents. I didn't have a job. I had judgments against me for $400,000 and the desire to pay it back, but didn't know how. I didn't think they'd hire me. I thought I was damaged goods. I thought I was broken. And Jimmy Bradford said, I want you. So I fly to Nashville, Tennessee, and the very first night they have a reception with all the partners of J.C. Bradford and all the new rookies. And I walk up to Jimmy Bradford. I'm 36 years old at the time. I walk up to him and I say, I just want to thank you for the job. And I tell him the story. I owe $400,000. He says, come with me. It's okay. So we walk out to the elevator. Now we're in a downtown high-rise in Nashville, Tennessee. He takes me into the elevator. He never says a word. We get in the elevator and we go down to he never says a word, all the way down to the lobby, out into the street. We're standing in the middle of the road in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. And he said, look in front of you. I said, yes, sir. He said, what do you see? I said, a building. He said, that's right. Look up. Okay. What do you see? A sign. So what's the sign say? J.C. Bradford Company. He grabbed me by the tie and he said, that's me and my family. And if you ever do anything that shames my name, or my family, I will take you to the top of this building and throw you off of it.
Wall Street makes me nuts. It's a breeding ground for arrogance. Now, I know because it happened to me. These guys aren't any smarter than you folks. I made a ton, I lost it, and then I made it back again. So what happened? I learned something in 25 years doing this. Nobody knows nothing.
On Wall Street, in the short run, nobody knows nothing. Nobody. It's critical that you understand this and you grasp this. Because what you hear every day, all day, you're bombarded with it in the media, is somebody telling you that they know. Whether it's Jim Cramer or Maria Bartiromo, whoever it is, they're telling you what's going to happen today. And they answer the question. Now the truth is, the honest answer is, I don't know. First time I was on Fox Business, they asked, there was a panel, there was 4 of us. They call it the Bulls and Bears. I'm on every Friday at 4 o'clock, by the way. What's the market going to do Monday? So help me, it's Friday. They said, what's the market going to do Monday? And they went around the room. Okay, there's 4 of us. And they got to me and I said, it's going to open at 9:30 and it's going to close at 4.
There's fear, there's hope, and there's greed. It isn't gambling, folks. Wall Street's selling and you're buying. Stop the cycle. At least recognize what's going on. Yes, I'll explain it to you. You want to hear me play the piano? It's the fees. It's the charge for your assets, that's the fees.
They don't know. They're studying every econometric model known to man, and they're making a guess. You need to understand that it's a guess. Nobody knows nothing in the short run. Why is that important? You won't make long-term decisions on short-term recommendations. That's why I hate Jim Cramer. I don't even know Jim Cramer. I hate him. If he walked in the door, I'd punch him right in the face. Why? Because he says stupid things. And he makes you do stupid things. 2 examples. If your time frame is less than 5 years, sell your stocks. Stupid! Moron! Why would you say something like that? Because you have no liability. If you're wrong, nobody can sue you. One other time he said, if you got a stock that's down, sell it. It's not coming back. Now he didn't say a stock. He said all stocks. If you got a stock that's down, sell it. It's not coming back. How would Jim Cramer know that?
Never forget, folks, it's about you, not the broker. They should be listening, not talking, or teaching. Now there's an idea. A big mistake is overpaying for investment advice. You need people, sure, we all need people, but find somebody who measures up. Now here's the thought for the day. The market is never as bad or as good as you think it is. Now if yesterday scared the average investor, the dirty little secret on Wall Street is they loved it. If your broker called you and fueled your fear, get rid of him, cut him loose. But if your broker called and told you not to panic, hang on to that person for dear life, because you just might have a winner. Keep an open mind. Put taxes in perspective. Now, nobody likes to pay them, but have you ever asked yourselves what the taxes represent? It means you made money. And that's not bad, is it? It also means that you live in the United States of America. Now, folks, that's definitely a good thing. Okay, folks, saddle up, listen up, because this is key. I wouldn't buy any investment that I did not believe in the management of the company and their potential for change. Without that, I'd sit on my wallet. Hey, you want to hear me sing again? Don't go changing the nation's interest. It never wants to work that hard. We just give something that we can live with. Just leave them just the way they are. Fontana on Finance. It's daily, it's live, it will set you free.